Imagine yourself in North America over 1,000 years ago, in the dead of winter. The air is bitterly cold. Snow crunches beneath your feet, and the wind cuts through even the thickest animal hides. You belong to one of the many indigenous tribes scattered across the continent. Perhaps the Iroquois in the northeast, the Cherokee in the south, the Sioux on the plains, or the Inuit in the far north. Life is not easy, yet for centuries, these communities have not only survived but thrived in some of the harshest winters imaginable. Their survival depends entirely on a deep understanding of the land, intimate knowledge of the animals and plants around them, and centuries-old traditions passed down from generation to generation. In the Northeast, the Iroquois live in longhouses built from wooden poles and bark. These structures, sometimes as long as 100 feet, are insulated with layers of bark and mats to keep out the biting wind. The longhouse is not just a shelter, it is the center of social life, where multiple families share a single dwelling, cooking over a central fire that warms the entire structure. In the plains, the Sioux prefer tipis, conical tents covered with tanned buffalo hides, which can be packed up and moved as they follow the migration of bison herds. In the far north, the Inuit construct igloos out of tightly packed snow blocks, their domed shapes minimizing heat loss while trapping the warmth from inside. Across all these regions, clothing is vital. Layers of deer skin, rabbit fur, and seal skin protect the body. Animal furs are sewn meticulously, sometimes layered with soft grasses or moss to provide extra insulation. Every garment is designed with both function and mobility in mind, allowing hunters to track prey while staying warm in freezing temperatures. Food preparation and storage are equally crucial. During the warmer months, the tribes hunt and gather intensively. Meat from deer, bison, rabbits, and fish is dried, smoked, or frozen to last through the winter. Corn, beans, and squash, the three sisters, are stored in carefully ventilated pits or clay pots, keeping them safe from rodents and spoilage. Ice fishing, trapping, and foraging for winter berries supplement the diet, ensuring no source of nourishment is wasted. Daily life slows during the harshest months, yet activity never ceases entirely. Elders teach children essential survival skills: how to track animals in snow, how to read subtle signs in the wind, how to manage and ration stored food. Spiritual rituals become more prominent in the winter as the tribes seek protection and strength from the natural world around them. Storytelling by the fire passes on knowledge, wisdom, and legends, reinforcing both community bonds and practical skills. In comparison to medieval Europe, where people often huddled in stone castles or small wooden huts, Native Americans developed survival techniques finely tuned to their specific environments. Every tool, every garment, and every ritual is optimized to combat the winter. They understand the rhythm of the seasons, the behavior of animals, and the subtle shifts in weather that signal storms or clear skies. Despite lacking modern conveniences, they endure winters that would challenge even the most prepared modern individual. Their resilience is a testament to centuries of observation, adaptation, and community cooperation. Winter is not merely a season to survive, it is a time that shapes every aspect of life, from the layout of homes to the structure of families, from diet and clothing to social and spiritual practices. By the time spring arrives, the community emerges stronger, having weathered months of snow, ice, and cold winds, ready to resume hunting, planting, and exploring the land once more. This is the story of survival, ingenuity, and endurance in the medieval North American winter. A story of people who mastered their environment long before modern conveniences existed. As the cold deepens, every action becomes purposeful. Fire is central to daily life, not just for warmth, but for cooking, light, and social connection. In longhouses, a central fire pit radiates heat through the structure, while carefully positioned smoke holes vent the smoke. The Iroquois and other northeastern tribes often keep the fire going 24 hours a day, rotating logs and stoking coals to maintain a constant source of heat. Meanwhile, in the plains, the Sioux manage multiple small fires around their tipis, creating pockets of warmth that allow families to gather while hunting parties rest. The Inuit igloos, surprisingly, are extremely efficient at trapping heat. A single small oil lamp inside an igloo can raise the internal temperature to near freezing outside, but comfortably warm inside. Clothing maintenance is a daily ritual. Snow and moisture are brushed off carefully, furs are fluffed and dried near fires, and seams are reinforced with sinew to prevent drafts. Hunters check their garments before venturing out, knowing that frostbite or hypothermia could mean death in minutes in the northern landscapes. Food strategies are equally complex. Large game hunting in winter requires coordination. Hunters track bison, deer, and caribou across vast, snowy landscapes. Meat is immediately processed and preserved through smoking, drying, or freezing. Small game is trapped using snares or ice fishing, while edible plants are harvested before the snow becomes too deep. Stored crops are rationed meticulously. Corn kernels, beans, and squash are measured and shared among families, ensuring no one goes hungry. Even snow and ice are used creatively. Water is melted from ice, and frozen rivers and lakes act as storage for certain foods. Social structure is reinforced by these survival routines. Elders lead groups in daily chores, teaching younger members how to split firewood, track animals, and repair shelters. Winter is also a time for storytelling, for passing down histories, myths, and survival knowledge. Around the fire, children learn about the spirits of the forest, the significance of animals, and the lessons embedded in each natural cycle. Religion and spirituality are intertwined with survival. Prayers and rituals are offered to ensure safety, a successful hunt, or protection from illness. Ceremonies mark the solstice, celebrating the return of longer days and the promise of spring. Adaptation is evident even in leisure. Despite freezing temperatures, games, dances, and community gatherings continue inside shelters or near controlled fires. Music, song, and rhythmic storytelling keep spirits high during the darkest months. Every gesture, every custom has a purpose, blending utility with cultural richness. In contrast, European medieval settlements in harsh winters often faced food scarcity, freezing homes, and disease outbreaks due to limited knowledge of local ecology and less efficient survival methods. Native Americans, by observing, learning, and respecting the land, developed sustainable winter strategies that allowed communities to flourish for generations. As the harshest part of winter subsides, life gradually shifts. Traps are checked more frequently, hunting territories expand, and children spend more time learning outdoor skills. The snow melts slowly, revealing early signs of plant growth. This period of transition, from extreme cold to the promise of spring, is critical. Communities reflect on survival tactics, repair damaged shelters, and prepare for planting and gathering. Their resilience is remarkable. Months of isolation, bitter cold, and scarcity have forged stronger bonds among family and tribe members. They emerge not just intact, but wiser and more connected to their environment, ready to carry on the traditions that have sustained them for centuries. Winter in medieval North America is not merely a season, it is a proving ground, a teacher, and a crucible in which culture. Hunting in deep winter is both a challenge and a necessity. The ground is frozen, trails are hidden beneath layers of snow, and animals adapt to survive. Hunters must be skilled trackers, reading subtle signs like broken twigs, footprints, or the faintest impression in the snow. The Sioux and other Plains tribes follow bison migrations, coordinating large-scale hunts that provide enough meat to last through weeks of harsh weather. Tools are critical: stone-tipped spears, bows with carefully crafted sinew strings, snowshoes for easier movement across drifts, and sleds for transporting game. Even small details matter. Hunters wear moccasins lined with fur, windproof leggings made from deer hide, and hoods fashioned to shield the face from frostbite. In the forests of the Northeast, the Iroquois used snares and traps for rabbits, squirrels, and other small mammals. Ice fishing is essential in colder regions. Holes are cut into frozen lakes, and ingenious traps lure fish beneath the ice. Food is then dried over fires or smoked, allowing it to last without spoiling. Water, though abundant, is carefully collected. Snow is melted in clay pots, or heated rocks are placed into containers to provide liquid for cooking, drinking, and warming the body. Shelter maintenance is a constant effort. Snow accumulation on roofs is removed to prevent collapse. Cracks in walls are patched with mud or bark, and insulation layers are reinforced. Families often sleep together in compact spaces to share warmth, with children in the center and elders near the fire for guidance and protection. Clothing is more than protection. It is an expression of skill and identity. Furs are sewn into layered garments, belts, and mittens. Hats, hoods, and leggings are decorated with symbols or patterns indicating tribal affiliation, status, or achievements. Every stitch and seam has both functional and cultural significance. Despite the hardships, community life continues. Winter is the season for oral history, where elders recount legends, explain seasonal changes, and teach moral lessons embedded in survival stories. Dances, songs, and spiritual ceremonies provide comfort and strengthen social bonds. For the Inuit, storytelling often occurs in igloos or communal halls, using gestures and rhythmic chanting to preserve memory and engage listeners, while elders demonstrate essential winter skills. Comparisons with European medieval winter life are striking. Europeans relied heavily on fortified stone castles, insulated poorly, and often suffered from famine or disease. Their survival depended on stored grains and livestock, but they lacked the nuanced knowledge of local ecology that Native Americans possessed. By contrast, tribes in North America had an intimate understanding of their environment: which plants could be eaten, which animals could be trapped, how to predict storms, and how to navigate frozen landscapes safely. As the winter progresses, adaptations evolve. Children learn to identify animal tracks, carry out small hunting or gathering tasks, and understand the changing winds and clouds. They practice snowshoeing, ice fishing, and fire maintenance. Adolescents assist adults in repairing shelters or collecting fuel, gradually taking on responsibilities essential for survival. By late winter, the first hints of spring are observed. Snow begins to melt, rivers partially open, and early shoots of vegetation appear. Preparations shift. Stored foods are assessed, tools repaired, and hunting expands to early spring game. The entire community engages in planning and reflection, ensuring lessons from the harsh winter are applied to the next season. Winter, in essence, is both a trial and a teacher. It tests endurance, ingenuity, and community cohesion. For Native Americans in medieval North America, surviving winter was not just about warmth or food. it was a complex interplay of observation, skill, tradition, and social structure. Every shelter built, every garment sewn, every hunt conducted, and every story told around the fire is a testament to human adaptability and resilience in one of the most challenging environments on the continent. As the long nights of winter stretch on, daily routines become carefully structured around survival. Morning begins with tending the fire, checking stored food, and ensuring all clothing and shelter materials are dry and intact. Children are taught from an early age to carry out small but essential tasks, gathering firewood, repairing minor damages in shelters, and assisting in food preparation. These seemingly simple chores are crucial in harsh winter conditions, where every mistake can be life-threatening. Hunting remains central to survival, but strategies change as the season progresses. In thick forests or frozen plains, hunters move silently, respecting the patterns of the animals they pursue. They often travel in groups, sharing knowledge and coordinating movements to maximize success. Traps are reset regularly, and fishing holes are monitored, with ice carefully removed and recovered to maintain consistent access. Food preservation is an ongoing challenge. Meat is salted, smoked, or frozen to prevent spoilage, while vegetables and grains are stored in insulated pits or clay containers. Some tribes, like the Cherokee, develop complex storage systems to ensure a balanced diet throughout the winter. In addition to sustenance, maintaining warmth is paramount. Families huddle near fires, using heated stones to warm sleeping areas and layering skins and furs strategically. The positioning of fires, windbreaks, and entrances in shelters is carefully calculated, reflecting centuries of observation and refinement. Social cohesion is reinforced through shared tasks and communal gatherings. Storytelling, music, and rituals occupy long evenings, serving both educational and emotional purposes. Elders convey practical knowledge about animal behavior, weather patterns, and emergency strategies, while myths and legends instill values and strengthen cultural identity. Spiritual practices intensify during winter months, as tribes seek protection from the harsh environment and guidance for future hunts. Seasonal ceremonies, often held at solstices, mark transitions in the year and offer opportunities for gratitude, reflection, and communal bonding. In northern regions, such as among the Inuit, these rituals incorporate not only spiritual elements, but also practical demonstrations of survival techniques, ensuring that younger generations acquire essential skills. Comparatively, European medieval winters, though challenging, often relied on stored grain, livestock, and less adaptive shelters. The North American tribes' intimate understanding of their ecosystems gave them a decisive advantage. They could read the subtle cues of nature, animal tracks, wind patterns, snow formations, to anticipate danger, locate resources, and plan effectively. By midwinter, the cumulative knowledge of the tribe reaches a peak. Food is carefully rationed. Hunters understand the changing dynamics of animal behavior, and families coordinate shelter management seamlessly. Community members rely on each other not just for physical survival, but for psychological support, maintaining morale in a time of extreme isolation. Leisure and education adapt to winter constraints. Children engage in games that simulate hunting skills, storytelling competitions, and cultural dances, keeping their minds sharp and spirits resilient. These activities ensure the continuity of knowledge, skill, and tradition, even when outdoor mobility is limited. As winter wanes, anticipation builds for the thaw and the return of easier conditions. Preparations for early spring hunts and planting begin, Tools and clothing are repaired or reinforced, and shelters are assessed for the coming months. The end of winter represents both relief and readiness, a time to apply lessons learned, replenish supplies, and continue the cyclical rhythm of life that has allowed these communities to thrive for centuries. In essence, winter life for Native Americans in medieval North America was a testament to human ingenuity, adaptability, and social cohesion. Every aspect of daily life, from hunting and food storage to clothing, shelter, and cultural rituals, reflects a deep understanding of nature and an enduring commitment to community survival. Their strategies, though simple in technology, were sophisticated in design and execution, proving that with knowledge, cooperation, and respect for the environment, humans can endure even the harshest winters. As winter reaches its deepest point, the ingenuity of these communities becomes even more apparent. The construction of shelters is continuously refined. In the far north, the Inuit improve igloo designs by compacting snow blocks tightly, creating domes that trap heat efficiently while resisting fierce winds. A small tunnel entrance minimizes heat loss, and interior platforms are elevated to stay above the coldest air. In forested regions, the Iroquois reinforce longhouse walls with extra layers of bark, moss, and clay, preventing drafts and maintaining warmth. Tipis in the plains are adjusted with overlapping flaps to direct wind away from the entrance, while the arrangement of fires ensures that heat circulates without suffocating the occupants. Clothing innovations are similarly advanced. Furs are layered strategically, with inner layers of soft, insulating material and outer layers treated to repel moisture. Mittens, boots, and hoods are meticulously crafted to protect extremities where frostbite is most likely. Skilled hunters and artisans continuously repair and improve these garments, understanding that a single failure could be fatal in sub-zero temperatures. Food management is critical. Tribes ration carefully, balancing high-energy meat with stored plant foods to maintain strength and prevent illness. Ice fishing continues even in the harshest conditions, while hunters track animals that have adapted to deep snow. Deer, bison, rabbits, and fish provide the main source of protein, while stored maize, beans, and squash ensure nutritional balance. These foods are prepared in ways that maximize preservation and minimize waste, with smoked meats and dried vegetables forming staples that can last weeks. Community organization is paramount. Leadership is exercised through practical guidance rather than hierarchy alone. Elders instruct, hunters lead expeditions, and families cooperate in maintaining shelters. Collecting fuel and distributing food. Even in the coldest months, social cohesion is reinforced through shared storytelling, rituals, and ceremonies. Spiritual practices continue to provide both emotional resilience and practical knowledge. Ceremonies might honor the spirits of animals, offer thanks for successful hunts, or seek guidance for survival during particularly harsh storms. Children participate actively, learning the connection between tradition and practical skills necessary for life in extreme conditions. European medieval winters, by contrast, often saw widespread famine, disease, and loss of life due to poorly insulated homes, limited food preservation, and a less adaptive relationship with the environment. In North America, the deep understanding of ecological cycles, animal behavior, and seasonal changes gave tribes a survival advantage that was both efficient and sustainable. As the winter slowly begins to yield to spring, changes in daily life occur. Snow begins to melt, rivers partially thaw, and early signs of plant growth appear. Hunting shifts to early spring game. Traps are reset in anticipation of new animal movement patterns, and families begin repairing shelters for warmer months. Children increase their outdoor activities, practicing tracking and fishing skills, while elders teach about planting schedules and seasonal rituals. The winter has tested endurance, skill, and community bonds. The lessons learned ensure that these tribes emerge stronger, more knowledgeable, and better prepared for the cyclical challenges of the coming seasons. The conclusion of winter is not just survival, it is a celebration of resilience, a reaffirmation of cultural identity, and a testament to human ingenuity in harmony with the environment. Life continues in this rhythm year after year, each winter reinforcing the adaptive strategies, communal cooperation, and deep ecological knowledge that have sustained these societies for generations. As winter begins to loosen its grip, the landscape slowly transforms. Snow melts, rivers swell with runoff, and early shoots of vegetation signal the approaching spring. For the tribes, this is both a relief and a moment of reflection. Families assess stored food, repair shelters, and begin preparations for planting and hunting in the warmer months. The skills honed during the long, harsh winter are invaluable. Children now confidently track animals. Adults can predict weather patterns with remarkable accuracy, and the community operates like a well-oiled system, honed by necessity and tradition. The end of winter also brings renewed social activity. Storytelling intensifies, celebrating survival, bravery, and clever strategies that ensured the tribe's endurance. Ceremonies honor the spirits of the land and the animals that sustained them, reinforcing cultural identity and gratitude. Hunting patterns shift as animals emerge from winter habitats and new plant life offers fresh food sources. Communities prepare for spring planting, ensuring that crops like maize, beans, and squash are sown in time to take full advantage of the season. This transitional period emphasizes planning, cooperation, and adaptability. The winter experience leaves an indelible mark on every tribe member. It teaches patience, resilience, and the importance of working collectively. Elders pass on their wisdom, ensuring that knowledge of shelters, clothing, hunting, and survival is preserved for future generations. By the time spring is fully underway, the tribe has not only survived but emerged stronger, wiser, and more connected to the land and each other. In essence, the medieval North American winter was not merely a period to endure, it was a crucible that shaped culture, survival strategies, and social cohesion. Every fire tended, every trap set, every garment sewn, and every story told contributed to a cycle of resilience that allowed these communities to thrive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Their survival illustrates the remarkable adaptability of humans when living in harmony with nature, emphasizing observation, cooperation, and respect for the environment. The lessons of these winters resonate even today. Careful preparation, community support, and deep knowledge of one's surroundings are timeless tools for enduring adversity. From the frozen tundras of the north to the forested regions of the northeast and the plains in between, the tribes of medieval North America mastered winter life with ingenuity, resourcefulness, and unwavering determination, leaving a legacy of resilience that continues to inspire modern survival strategies and an appreciation for the delicate balance between humans and their environment.